Welcome to another wholesome episode of Tales from the Head with me, myself, and Danny
What's
Betancourt.
up, Cooper? How's it going, buddy?
What's up, man? I just wanted to give you like a nice Liga MX. No, I'm kidding.
The League of
I don't know.
touche.
I just wanted to name drop a little that I know nothing about. I try and seem like I don't.
Well,
I
you know what,
support and I
Coop?
follow,
I'm not
but
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna cross over with my other podcast. I'm involved with the
yeah,
L3 Pod, but Liga MX has been pretty dull this past 7 weeks.
really,
Super boring. Yeah, there's a reason why us over at the L3 Pod we've been kind of slow producing new episodes on that because there's really nothing to talk about. Like there was one weekend when there was like only like 10 goals scored, like the whole like 20 games. I'm sorry, that's there's like 10 games, only 10 goals were scored in the throughout
wow.
the whole game, and we're just like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about? Like there's nothing eventful that
Well,
happened.
maybe the defense, I guess.
We I
No,
mean we can talk about that, but like
but it's not fun.
bringing up
Yeah.
bringing up the defense for like the fourth week in a row is kind of like, yeah, we can't talk about that no more. Like we get it. Like
Yeah.
every now and then and like every other week we're talking about the refs and we're like, what else? I'm like, there has to be more than this. So
Yeah, I
this is
got you.
why,
It's just the same
yeah,
formula. Yeah, I got you.
yeah. So we made the executive decision. We're like, yeah, let's go with quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Let's just step back and like, yeah, nothing really eventful happened this week. Well, maybe next week something will happen.
Yeah.
But something eventful did happen on Thursday's game. We recorded this on Friday night,
Hmm.
so something eventful did happen on a Thursday game where a player accused another player from the opposite team of being thrown some racial slurs his way,
Yeah.
which caused a big ruckus and a huge fight, and then I can't even
Allegedly.
pronounce it. Yeah, whatever. Investigation now, according to that.
Yeah.
But like the league hasn't really come out. This has been over 24 hours since that event happened, and the league hasn't come out and said any like statement or anything like that. No
Yeah.
one has made a statement. So
I mean, is there
I mean that's
proof? Is there documented proof he said it, or is it just hearsay?
well, the guy said that he said that something happened, and of course
So
it
it's
created like
hearsay.
it created like a huge commotion on the field. But another thing also you have to remember is that these games are being played with no fans, and there's a
Right.
lot of microphones. So it wouldn't be that hard for like the
Well,
league
that's
to
what I
go back.
mean. So
Yeah.
unless it's inconclusive, which it probably is, because even if you have good
Uh-huh.
mics, I mean, dude, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a big
Yeah.
area, so it's pretty echoey. But
Yeah.
my whole thing is this too, like, like I understand that it's wrong. I understand the importance of it, but what is a league really supposed to do when it's
Yeah.
like a situation, especially where it's like a player against a player? It wasn't like a coach. See, to me, when it's more like a coach or some staff and personnel involved with a player, I feel like definitely the league's like, this is your job. You need to regulate and
Yeah.
control these people. But like when it's players, I feel like that's kind of more on the coaches, right? Than
Yeah.
in the league itself, because I feel like it starts there. The coach has to manage his guys.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And I
obviously,
agree.
they could come out with some generic blanket statement that is racism's bad. We don't condone it. But I mean, how meaningful is that? Like, I feel like,
Exactly.
isn't that pretty much common knowledge? Like,
I mean, the league. My thing is, the league hasn't said anything. Period. The league
yeah,
can come out like you just said, do like a sugarcoat blanket, be
exactly.
like,
Like a
oh
PR move.
yeah, like League MX does not condone racism, blah blah
Hmm.
blah, or any sort of hate speech on the field.
Right.
You know, so and so can depend on us for in our full cooperation in this investigation.
Exactly.
That's all they have. That's all they have to
But
say.
that's what I
That's all
hate,
they have to
because
say.
that's nothing. That's like saying I'm gonna
Yeah.
fix this problem next week. That's not so. But what I'm saying is, instead of
Mhm.
saying we support the team and doing all this crap that is literally just nothing. That is just you saying this is me saying I'm not responsible for this. Why don't you say,
Yeah.
we're starting this, and this to take action against this because this is
Yeah.
just it's been going on too long. We got this in place. We're talking to people about getting something figured out. I want to hear that. I'm sick of hearing, oh, they have our full cooperation.
Yeah.
No, dude,
No, they
that's such a
they should say
laissez-faire
something.
bullshit take.
And yeah, I feel like they should just say like, okay, because of this, and because the team hasn't done any sort of action or haven't presented any action towards this, so and so player cannot play for the rest of the year. Suspend the player for the year,
I think
or
that's kind of extreme, but I know what you mean. I mean, you got to start somewhere, but I think a year, that's kind of rough.
that was just
I mean, well, right, I know what you mean. I think if you can
say 2 or 3
prove it,
weeks or
like if
something.
you can prove it and there's like audio, then I agree with whatever punishment. But if you can't prove it and you're just basing it off of an opinion, I don't agree with
Yeah.
that.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. But
even if the
like,
guy's
there
a
has
victim, because you got to have proof, because otherwise
No,
people
no,
are just going to be accusing people left and right. And
No,
this is,
absolutely. There has to be concrete. If a microphone, if a hot microphone, if because they do have microphones like on the field
Mhm.
around the if a microphone picked it up and you can hear it like the racial slur was thrown out there, then I mean the whole federation of soccer, like the global federation called
Yeah.
FIFA, like they have banned players for life. Period. Like this player can no longer play soccer at a professional level
Damn.
in the league that FIFA recognizes. Like there's like one guy who he like maybe a year or two ago, like he got banned for life for doing the Nazi salute.
Wait,
And
what country, what team was he on, though?
he was playing for an Italian
He probably
team.
wasn't even German, huh?
I think he was Italian. Yeah. He went out there and he did like the salute, and he tried to say, "Oh, it's the Roman salute, it's the Roman soldier salute," and they're like, "Yeah, but I mean, that's like me saying, I'm gonna go around and say, say something knowing damn well it's not,
Well,
I don't know."
here's a good example. Charlie Chaplin was before Hitler,
That's right.
the mustache. So you could be
Yeah.
like walking around the Hitler mustache and be like, no, it's Chaplin. But the problem is everyone else knows Hitler. So even if you're
Yeah.
right, it doesn't matter that you're right or you're wrong. It's what you can prove. And if most
Yeah.
people aren't smart enough to know that, which most people aren't,
Yeah.
they're just going to think you're a racist, crazy person
No, and I mean,
with the bolo
that's
hat.
always been like that's been like an historian joke. As an historian myself, we always joke around like, damn, Hitler. Not only did he like ruin a country, the most hated person in like history or whatever, the most violent, whatever evil
Yeah.
person in history, but this man ruined a hairstyle. He like no one can
Oh, the
wear that hairstyle
undercut?
anymore. Yeah, well, I
It's
mean, it's coming back now, I guess.
It's pretty popular. I mean, the Peaky Blinders
Yeah,
kind of
never.
helped bring it back.
Okay, yeah, never. Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody, that and like, what was what was the TV show? Where like they work in an
Mad
advertisement.
Men?
Mad Men. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that brought it back also a little bit. But like the stash is completely gone. The name Adolf, like that's gone. And even like his family, everybody who had that same last name Hitler, like they all changed it because they're like, yeah, we don't want no
Yeah, dude.
affiliation with this one.
Because once again, even if you do like him, you don't want to have to deal with all the bullshit connected to it,
Yeah.
right? Even
Like,
if you are a
damn it.
crazy Nazi, they don't want to deal. Dude, even crazy Nazis want to be able to buy a bagel in peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A
even
bagel, by
they
the
don't
way.
want-
Great choice of food because aren't they Jewish?
This is the Jewish one. They don't want to go to Starbucks and call their have their name. Yeah, I got a tall latte over here for Adolf.
Yeah.
Adolf, I got you're like, oh, you don't want to be that guy. You're like,
Over here. Over here. Sorry.
hey, that's me. Yeah. Oh, Hitler did more of the.
Oh, yeah.
He did more like,
Oh, yeah. That's the one where he's driving by. The
Yeah,
drag
just,
queen. The drag queen stole
Yeah.
that from him.
That's funny. But yeah, he's the hey, that's me. Hey,
Hey, girls.
hi. Enough about Hitler.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Enough about that guy. But yeah, that's Liga MX. Not nothing. Wow, how the hell did we get there?
Hey, dude, it's
Nothing
okay. We
really-
did a nice 10-minute tangent on something that I knew nothing about. Now I know a little more.
Nothing interesting happened except for yesterday on the 7th week of this tournament. So there you go.
It took some hate speech, but we got there. We It definitely wasn't the number of goals scored, right? So,
No,
damn,
this definitely is going to give us at least 20 minutes to talk about in a possible L3 episode next week.
that's perfect. I got
This,
you a little warmed up for it. Got a little fired up.
gonna do some research on it,
See what
and
happens.
yeah,
But so I'll kind of get into my little update. It's nothing.
yeah, absolutely.
I actually have an
Sorry.
interesting update. So I've been going back and forth with our good friend Matt Bustamante, and
Yeah.
finally I got a date set, which is Thursday. So a tattoo. I'm doing
What?
I'm getting my mom a tribute tattoo. He's doing like a really cool. It's like old school classic American style.
Oh,
It's a
I fucking love
heart,
that stuff.
but I think I want to do it
Yeah.
like mid on my arm. So it's
Yeah.
kind of sailor style. So when I wear shirts, it kind of shows.
Hell
So
yeah.
fucking edgy. No, but
Dude.
I've always wanted a tat on my arm, and I got my forearm and it's hella dope, but I'm like, I gotta do something
Yeah.
else. But yeah, it's like a heart, has my mom's name. It has two
Uh-huh.
gladiolus flowers, which are fucking really pretty because that's her birth
Favorite
flower.
or
And
okay.
so it's like arranged really well. It looks fucking clean and super neat.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm like, yeah. So Thursday, it's been 11 years since I've gotten a tattoo. So
Nice.
I'm not gonna
It's been
drink.
3 weeks for me.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. I know,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is gonna be. This is you know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get this one, and then I'm probably gonna get another one in like 6 weeks.
Hey, let
It's
me
okay
I'll
though,
be right there with you. Yeah, I'll be right there with you.
dude. But that's what I mean. Like, oh, dude, and you should DM him or whatever if you're interested, because he's accepting. He's like checking things out. But if I were you, let me show you. Let me show you how mine went, and then you can hit him up.
Okay. We'll be the guinea pig.
Yeah, I'll be
It's
the
funny.
guinea pig.
I'm
down.
not sure if Matt listens to this podcast, but we shared about this several times where like I know Matt, I know of him,
Yeah.
but I don't know him. Like I think I got to know him a little bit. I didn't even know how he sounded like until he came on. He was in one of your episodes for the Steep Kid.
Oh, yeah. I think he sound way
Yeah.
different than what I had in my head too, because we're older now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I never met him through the Page times because like I didn't know about Page until later.
Yeah.
Um when I started like hanging out with Ryan, Daryl, and Ray,
Hmm.
um, and Anthony, of course. Um, so I always knew of him, but I never knew him. And now we follow each other on Instagram. We always like broing each other out on Instagram, but I've never met the man, the myth, the
The
legend,
legend. Yeah, he's
the
a cool
Busta.
dude. I go back with him because he's one of my animation homies.
Okay.
All the animation kids, dude, all of them are doing like independent shit. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It's just nuts. Like, most of them I can think are all doing their own independent projects. Like my
Yeah.
boy Keith, dude, works for Nickelodeon right now. Like
Yeah. Keith.
Keith Silva.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you know him too,
I know him too. He's a good guy.
dude. But that's crazy. Like he was in animation with me too. Like he was my first friend at Mount Pleasant, by the way. But
Uh-huh.
it's just nuts, dude. Because I remember we were 14 years old. We're hanging out, we're just drawing, learning together, and then like he followed it, dude. He kept going and he's doing it, and it's like I even told him, I'm like, no, not hardly any of us are doing that, but we're all doing something creative still, you know?
Yeah.
But it's cool that he like really honed it, mastered it, and he's like, or mastering it, because I don't know, he probably won't admit that he mastered anything, but mastering it and like doing it, dude, like for real, for real. So that's what's
Yeah, I
up.
think that's always been awesome. Like I think because we both come from like a very artistic, I wouldn't say artistic background or upbringing, but we were
Yeah.
always drawn to the arts, music, drawing, arts and whatever. So for me when I hear stories of like, Matt Bustamante like, tattooing, he's doing amazing work, like that's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
He's freaking going from playing guitar and singing in a little punk band, a little three-piece punk band, to working like with Nickelodeon. Like that's fucking awesome. Like
Dude. Yeah,
McMaster, same
he was
thing,
like
and he's
touring
like,
with bands too, right?
yeah,
Jonathan?
touring with bands and everything. The drummer from Red Fall, my good
Oh yeah.
buddy
Dude, I
Habib
okay.
Javier.
Dude, did you know I went to school with that fool? Like I had
Yeah,
5th grade class with him. Did you know that?
yeah, yeah. You
I went
told
to
me that
elementary school with
before.
that guy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
He was just Javier
no,
back then.
yeah, and I know him still as Javier.
Yeah, I
Like
know him more
I
as Javier, and I don't think anyone calls him that.
yeah, everybody calls him Habib, but
Dude,
like it's just so stoked to seeing him like touring with all these like major acts, and I'm like, of course he is. You
yeah,
know,
dude. He was the best
his
he
brother,
was the best musician in that band for sure, hands down.
dude, his brother like just won a Grammy. You
Really?
know, like yeah, I mean, it's a Mexican Grammy for best like live
Well, it don't
regional
still
thing for
fucking
like,
it's still fucking
but still,
amazing.
I don't have a fucking Grammy. That's fucking
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
never
So
gonna get one of those.
yep, never gonna see one. So
Um,
like,
but
I'm
dude,
stoked
my
for all that.
buddy, because my buddy went to Lick, like all my buddies went to Lick. A lot of my friends went to
Yeah.
Lick, and so did Javier. I think for at least a little while. I think he
Mm-hmm.
did, but um, he was like doing for a few. Last time I kind of looked in, I mean, I haven't hit him up since like ever, but
Mm-hmm.
um, he was doing like playthrough videos of Nile and shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, crazy. And anyone who knows death metal, Nile, like check out some Nile. That's some heavy shit, but the drums are just death metal drums. There's just nothing crazier than death. It's just so intricate.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. And this fool, like we're talking about Javier or Habib,
Mm-hmm.
he just, I mean, he was killing it. He used to draw. The kid was always good. Like he used to draw really well when we were younger. And I don't know what it is with me meeting people that draw, but um used to draw really cool when he was the artsy cool kid that kind of knew about music. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember in 5th grade he was cool because he had like a Limp Bizkit shirt. And dude, that was edgy for 10-year-olds.
Oh
So
hell yeah.
so
Still is.
um
Still is.
yeah, for sure. And this is like 98. So I was watching like Arthur when I got home. I didn't know what
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to Limp Bizkit yet. So but no, it's crazy because it's crazy. I totally just spaced out.
It
I went
needs.
on a
I mean,
tangent.
one last thing about this man, and then we'll move on. Well, I mean,
Oh,
I'm
that's
always
now I
about
remember.
hyping.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm always down for hyping up my buddies because
Hmm.
they're all great people. But I remember I went to see Circle Survive and RX Bandits in San Francisco a couple years back, and I bought tickets the day of, and I'm like, oh, I just remember Habib is playing for our Expandeds, like he's filling in for the our Expandeds and drums, and like it was a trip. Like shit, this kid who I saw him as a little kid and I grew up with him, like he's drumming for like a pretty successful underground progressive band, opening
Yeah.
for another, really big band in that genre. So seeing him perform, he's fucking performing at the fucking Warfield in San Francisco. Big ass theater, like
Such a cool venue.
so many like huge acts have gone there and all from all genres and shit.
Hmm.
And he's on stage and I'm like, dude, that's my buddy. Like it's just so much pride. Like, dude, that's my buddy playing drums.
That's pretty
So
dope.
whatever. The show goes on. Yeah, RX is awesome. Circus Survive is fucking awesome. Anthony Green, he's my man crush forever because of his voice and all his struggles, whatever. We're exiting and we're gonna hit up the lines for like merch, but the lines were like insane. So we're like, all right, we're leaving. So we're leaving, and then I hear like a low voice, just Danny, hey Danny, like
Hmm.
somebody called. So I turn around, it's fucking Javier. Like I didn't see him. He saw me. He calls me out, and for me, like he came up, he just fucking hugged me. He's like, "What's up, dude? Like, oh, it's been forever. Thanks for coming." I'm like, dude, I'm like, I'm so proud. I'm like, it's so awesome seeing you up there on stage, dude. Like, I'm so fucking proud of you and how far and how hard
Yeah.
you worked and how far you come along, dude. Like, I'm so proud of you. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it, blah, blah. And I always remember that because I'm like, dude, this guy could have like easily just like, oh, there goes Danny, and just never say
Yeah.
anything.
That's true.
But the fact that he called out like two or three times and actually like, oh shit, because he knew I didn't see him, but he saw me.
Yeah.
So that was Ricky, and it was just like, dude, my buddy was just playing an hour ago on stage,
That's so
and now
dope.
he's just here chilling. Like that's so fucking awesome for me.
Yeah, you can't get much better. I mean, that's like kind of the epitome of the American dream. You know, you're
Yeah,
growing up with these kids, and we all have aspirations and visions. And that's kind of like the same thing with Keith. Like, it's great to see people's dreams come true, you
yeah.
know? And you could tell, that was part of it for him. And that's
hmm
and that's what keeps us going. That motivates me. Some people
It
get
motivates me
jealous.
also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I just don't get that. I'm like, they're showing you it's possible, so just fucking do what they're doing. Work your ass off, you know.
I, I I think if we were younger, if this would happen 10 years, 15 years ago when we were still young, like I think we would have been a little bit jealous. But now that we're older and we know like how much grit and how much like perseverance it takes to get to reach our goals and our dreams, like I think we
Yeah.
just have to respect that.
Y-
Like
Yeah, for sure.
we both are musical fans, right? And this one time we were in I was in LA and I ran into the singer of uh Black Bill Bride or something.
Yeah.
His name is Andy Black. He gorgeous man, by the way. I'm not even gay, but I don't swing that way. But this
Too
man's freaking
bad.
gorgeous.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this man's gorgeous. Anyways, it was him and like one of the guitar players from Asking Alexandria,
Hmm.
like a huge bands. Like both of these people are like in huge ass bands, like international huge bands. And we're just like at some Riley's or something like a Safeway down in fucking Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I recognize him like, oh shit, I do the what's up, the what's up thing. And I'm like, I'm not even like I could have been like amateur about it. Like if I was younger, I'd be like, hey man, your band sucks. But at the same time, do they really? Do they like it's not it's just their band, it's not they don't suck or that their band sucks. It's just it's not my cup of tea.
Wait, which one are you talking about? Asking
Both
Alexandria?
both of those bands. Well, no, Asking Alexandria has some freaking pretty brutal metalcore riffs on that one. But
I don't listen to either, really. So I got what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
neither do I. But I'm like, I know it can been like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, 20 years when I was younger, I would be like, yeah, man, your fucking band sucks. But at the same time, do they really suck, or is it just I realize it's not? It's just not my cup. It's not my cup of
Yeah,
tea. I don't
exactly.
get it. But they're successful, and they've been successful for X amount of years, so
Yeah.
they don't suck that much.
Either they don't suck that much or all their fans suck and they just paid for it. Whatever
Yeah.
works though. But here's the difference: they got fans, they helped them succeed. So
Hey,
that's
and then I
success.
realized, and this is how it's gonna tie back in. And I just realized that the reason they were all together that night is because they were recording a movie called American Satanist.
American Satanist.
Yeah, have you ever heard of that movie?
I've heard. It's not a doc. Is it fictional or whatever?
Yeah, it's like a musical, fictional, or something,
Okay.
kind of like Rock of Ages, but like for
for
the
metalheads.
yeah, or for like the metalcore kids or something.
Rock of
But
Bird.
but they're all in it, and then I realized like, oh shit, they're probably filming the movie right now, and that's why they were just all hanging out.
And
Um,
they were filming
yeah,
the sacrifice of the. No, I don't know.
I never seen the
It's
movie.
got to be metal. Something's got to die.
The skinny jeans.
The skinny jeans, the skinny jeans. But Danny, what would you wear? You don't wear skinny jeans anymore? I thought you still did.
I
Okay,
still do.
oh, you do.
But if I was keeping the Rock of Ages, if this was the '80s and I was fit, like I was skinny,
Yeah.
spandex,
Well, yeah,
spandex.
without underwear.
Oh, David Lee Raw, crazy color
Now,
spandex.
are you are you confident with yourself, or are you going to add a little bulge package down there? Are you rolling
I
up the
think
sock?
I think you have to. You have to put at least like a cup
I
or
mean,
something.
I'm just saying because personally,
Yeah,
myself, I don't know
yeah,
if it's enough to be flaunting. So
yeah.
I'm gonna need
No,
it. I'm gonna need a nice little. I mean, I'm not saying tube sock. Maybe a no show.
yeah.
Let's give myself a little credit, but maybe an ankle,
hmm
right? Maybe an ankle. Fold it up a
Yeah,
little nice. Just it's gotta be presentable. You don't want to just show
definitely not
up.
the definitely not the homies knees to the or sock to the knees type.
Yeah, I mean, Nothing's more depressing than, like an umbrella that's broken. You need something that kind of
Yeah,
just pops open and just
yeah.
it does
Because you
what
don't want
it's,
to be. You
designed
also
to
don't want
do.
to give too much false advertisement.
No, well, see, yeah, exactly, because usually it doesn't just shrink. It
Mm-hmm.
usually would do the opposite. So, yeah, that would be kind of a tell immediately,
Yeah,
or when the socks fall out.
yeah,
I guess that's kind of the equivalent of women stuffing their bra.
yeah. I was just remembering the scene from Spinal Tap when they're
Oh
going to
yeah,
the
with,
airport,
with the pickle and the
and
foil in it.
the drummer, does he has a pickle? Is it was a drummer? I think it was a drummer.
Is either no, I think it was the bass player.
One of those guys.
No, because the drummer explodes.
Ah, okay. So yeah, it was the bass
Hold on,
player.
hold on.
Okay.
All right, so the reason I had you wait was because I actually have, me, I got the Spinal Tap action figures. So here's the pickle
Oh shit. That's actually awesome, dude. With the
with the
with the
duct
paper
tape
with the
or
foil
whatever it
paper. Yeah,
is
yeah.
with the foil.
Yeah.
It looks
Cuz that's what
hilarious.
was cuz that's what was sending off the alarm
Yeah, but it came with
for
the action figure. Isn't that funny?
that is freaking funny. Well, cuz it's I mean that whole movie is just so iconic.
Oh, dude, for sure. I bought with one of my old vinyl shops I used to go to in Castro Valley called One Bad Apple. They had all three Spinal Tap figures. They're like these
Uh-huh.
dolls, but they came like they move. The guitars look hella legit. Oh,
Oh,
it's so
nice.
cool. But yeah, I got them pretty cheap, and they obviously weren't new. But I'm like, whatever. I'll just take them out of the box anyway, and then
Yeah.
pose them. And now they don't smell like ashtrays anymore. I think the person who had them originally was a smoker. So as soon as
Oh,
they
and that's
opened
what.
the box, I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
why you can't. These aren't worth nothing.
Yeah, and that's why they're super cheap. They've been like through hell and
fucking
back.
fucking Marlboro Reds, fucking cowboys smoking, and what the fuck is going on with that? But
Smoking a pack a day and shit.
pack a day keeps the health guy away.
Supposedly.
But we can finally talk about the miniseries that came out in 1999 that me and Danny finally just finished. I finished a couple weeks ago. I think you just finished last week.
Yeah.
The 1999 Stephen King miniseries, Storm of the Century, which, by the way, not a feel good at all. I mean,
Oh.
rarely. Let's be honest with Stephen King. Most of the time you're like, yeah, you wouldn't think feel good. To be honest with you, most of his stories, the resolution isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of the traveling, the story. There's a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot of tragedy. There's a lot of grim stuff. But normally the message or good does prevail over evil, typically in a way.
Yeah.
But holy shit, not in this one.
No.
Spoiler
It's
alert. We're going deep on this.
It was a lose-lose situation on that one.
Lose because this, first of all, this, let's be real about this. Let's, it's a town, it's an island off the shore of Maine.
Yeah.
They're clearly a fishing island, and half, the island is warned about this storm, this big old storm. And half the island just is like, yeah, we're going to stay here. Which to a point, I kind of get, right? You think like someone's got to stay down, batten the hatches down, like make sure things are going to be okay, you kind of going to want to do. No. So don't do that anymore. I mean, look at the people in Texas. Everyone should have pulled a Ted Cruz if they could have, right? So like,
and not get recognized.
yeah, staying in the snow. They chose that, right?
Yeah.
No one knew what was going to happen. They thought it was just the snow, just that. But no. Some mysterious force
of it.
known as Linoge, which isn't really disclosed what he is, but it pretty much is to my understanding, he is some sort of a demon.
Yeah.
Um,
Like a demon or
or yeah, like maybe
like
a witch or a warlock or something.
yeah, or an entity, if
Yeah,
you will.
a supernatural entity, right?
Kind of like death, kind of, if you will.
Well, yeah, in a way, kinda, because he kind of fucking controls fate in a way that's very
Mm-hmm.
similar. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, and then a
basically,
dark entity.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then the gist of it is he comes to this town and basically says, "If you give me what I want, I'll leave." But he says it for like fucking what, 3 hours of this 4 hour miniseries, and you're just
Yeah.
like, "What the hell do you want?" And everyone's
Who
even
the
saying
fuck
they're
are
like,
you?
"What?
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you want? We'll give you whatever you want." And that's what was so great about this show was that you didn't know what he wanted for 3/4 of this, which was exactly
Mm-hmm.
what you want, because if you know what he wanted an hour in, you'd figure it out or you wouldn't care by the time you
Yeah.
get to the resolution or the climax. So Stephen King also wrote this for TV. It wasn't a book adapted to television.
Mm-hmm.
So which was kind of cool because it was literally just like, it wasn't his approval. It was his writing going into this that went into the show that well, I mean, we didn't say what the thing he wanted was yet, but what was your first, what were you thinking while you were watching it for the first few hours?
Well, when I was watching it, I kept reminding myself of it, because I feel like in it he kind of mocked himself, especially the newer ones, the second chapter. I feel
Hmm.
like he was mocking himself in it, especially with the character that is a writer, and like everybody says how his books, like his endings kind of suck, and
Yeah.
how like and he's making, like he's writing like a movie or something, which is kind of similar to like Storm of Century,
Hmm.
and he keeps on like changing at the end or whatever. So at first I'm like, oh, little mockery. I like that was like a little, maybe it was a little homage to himself, but that's just the point. At first I was like, okay, so this guy came in, he killed an old lady, he's a
Yeah.
psycho, whatever. Obviously he's a demon or something, because I think in the like one of the first scenes, like he like to show him with some wings or like shadows of wings or something like that. Like there's
Yeah.
something
Like,
supernatural
yeah.
about. Oh, he was like controlling the door and doing all this shit with his like
Yeah. Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
powers. But at first I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Okay, this guy's controlling people. I'm like, there's a lot of old people, like a lot of people who like look like they're pissed off, or like that they have like a dark past or something.
Yeah.
I always had that sense. And at the climax, once they release, I'm like, oh, that all makes sense. I'm like, oh. So yeah, it was interesting because that I think halfway through the movie you realize, okay, obviously this is not a human. Obviously, the townsmen don't know how to kill this entity. So
Yeah.
it's gonna become this point where like, yeah, you have to give him what he wants. Which I wonder what it is that he wants, you know? So I thought that was kind of interesting at first.
Yeah. And the whole premise of that kind of reminded you of, you know, don't sign it before you read the fine print, which was him
Yeah,
saying,
exactly.
and that's the thing that was creepy was saying, "Give me what I want and I'll leave," and they kept saying, "We'll give you whatever you want." If it's like you don't even know what he wants, so don't just say you'll do it.
Yeah,
And then when
like
you find out
is
what,
it?
and then when you find out what it is he wants, you're just like, "Oh, this is fucked up," And
This sucks.
the thing that pissed me off, was obviously I could explain a little bit. Basically, what he says is he's getting old and he needs apprentice, and he will accept one of their children. And if they don't accept him taking one of the kids, then all of them die. And then everyone in the town is going to be put in a trance and marched off into the ocean to drown to death.
Mm-hmm. And then
Um,
he'll eventually take a kid anyways.
well, no, I think he said he would drop all the kids. But I mean, he
Mm.
might as well take one of them.
Oh, that's right.
I
Because
you know
there's a
here's
scene
the
where he was
thing. I
flying with
think I
them.
think it's a weird prophecy. I don't think he can take them. They had to be given to him.
Is like sacrificed or
Exactly.
something.
So they either give him the kids because he doesn't have the power to take them, He has the power to take them if they're given to him, which, it's like this whole spiritual thing, which I dig because it's like, the lore of it all. But yeah. So then the townspeople decide, they're like, well, most of the townspeople decide, which by the way is like 80% people that don't have kids. So I'm like,
Yeah.
how is this fair? I mean, by the way, the last hour of this, I was literally yelling at the screen with Steph in the room, looking at her like, this is outrage. Like, I was so mad at those townspeople because obviously I'm siding with the protagonist, the dad, who
Yeah.
was like, I'm not okay with giving this guy our kids. Like, this is crazy. We need to stand together and go against this guy. And who knows, maybe they could have done something to beat him. But when 99% of the town, including your wife, that's now okay with the potential of your son getting taken by this crazy evil guy to become his own and live like 800 years, because he's even said you live longer life, live a good life. But it's like, yeah, but you're an evil fuck. Like, no
Yeah.
one wants their kid to turn into that shit, So then, but then the ultimate betrayal, right, was the fact that the wife was like, no, I think we should do it.
Yeah.
And it's sad because the dad was literally getting beat up to the point where people were like, we're not going to let you screw this up and have all our kids die and have us all die just because you don't want to give your child away. And it was fucked up because, obviously what ends up happening is, the cruel irony of it all is he's the one who gets picked. Like, they do this weird stone situation.
Or like the black stone, the one with the side or whatever.
Yeah, it was like all like white stones and then a black stone, or I think, or it was opposite.
No, yeah, one of those.
So each like one of 8 people picked a stone. No one knew a color, and then they reveal the stone color and whatever. Whoever has the odd color won out of the 7 is the one who is the unlucky bastard who has to give their kid away. So yeah, they do the whole thing, and it just pissed me off because all these people were so willing, and I knew it was going to happen, but all these people were so willing to like give their kids up, but then the guy who wasn't is the one who had to. And then, that's just the most fucking tragic thing ever.
And I think one thing also we have to bring it up is that the reason this is happening to them is because they're being punished. Because
Yeah.
all of them have like a dark secret. Like they all done something, like a sin or something, like slept with somebody else's wife or like murder somebody or a hit and run kind of thing. Like everybody, and except I think for the main character, like he was the only one who was like clean.
Exactly. And even the mom, I don't think she was bad either. But
I think the mom did something. But yeah,
I thought so too. I thought so when I was younger. I remember hearing something like that. But watching it again, I don't know if I remember them revealing anything.
Yeah.
But of course, dude, it's and that's the thing. As a kid, I remember seeing the ending, like while it was on TV, so I kind of knew what happened. But like, from someone who didn't know what was going to happen, did you kind of figure it out, or did you? Like, how was it when you were watching it? Like, were you just like, "Fuck"?
Well, I thought there was going to be like a plot twist where none of them was going to be a colored. I honestly thought the ending was going to be like, okay, since this was the dad who wasn't willing to sacrifice, like they're going to spare him and his son's life, and everybody else, he's going to kill everybody else.
Oh, that would have been such a feel-good ending.
Yeah. Like, oh, look how selfish everybody else is. And like, this guy's ready. He's willing to kill himself or give himself up, for the protection of children. Like he should be, whatever. So once that happened, I'm like, man, that sucks. And just seeing how much like he was fighting for it and fighting the entity and willing to like even like die for him in order to take like and that sucks. And then like he leaves, obviously leaves the wife, like he leaves the town.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of this. I'm getting the fuck up out of here, which rightly so.
Yeah, and in a way, everybody got what they deserved though, in that, like in the ending.
Totally. Dude,
because
didn't it rub you the wrong way when you found out his buddy married his wife? His
wife.
ex.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
pretty
like,
sure they were
oh,
already
dude,
having an affair or
they
something.
had to have been, dude.
And
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
dude.
I think that's why that was like the secret that
I
because
think,
the devil was like, or that demon, whatever, was like, oh, I wouldn't say your son is the cleanest, right? And says like the wife's name, like, don't listen to him. You know, he's telling lies or whatever.
yeah. But
So I'm pretty sure there was.
you know what's funny though is like your husband's the fucking cop, dude, and what you're porking the fucking grocery store, dude.
Yeah,
I don't get it. And
come on,
dude,
man.
normally like you're a cop, and then like yeah, she'll leave you for the bagger. Yeah, when he's buff and young and good looking. This fool was fucking pudgy. Like
Yeah,
he looked like the sidekick. He looked like the homie in George Lopez. Who's the fucking weird fool?
yeah,
He
yeah,
looked like
yeah.
the
I know who you're
friend.
talking
Like
about.
he's the
Ernie
goofball.
or
It's
something.
yeah. I'm like,
Is it
dude.
Ernie? Yeah,
I think it's that sounds right. Ernie.
yeah, or
Yeah,
Ern. Yeah.
but like, dude, I'm like, no, you got no game whatsoever. But
And I think also it's interesting, like you like he was saying, like once he left that island, like because he just left from one day to the other, like
yeah,
just took his car,
I would have to leave.
told his wife that he was gonna like that he was leaving,
Yeah,
said goodbye to because like you remember there was like a memorial for everybody who lost their life in the storm of the century or
yeah, which
something,
is
and then
total bullshit. 'Cause it was just a lie.
yeah,
Well,
that's how
it
they.
was a lie. Yeah, they did lie about it all.
Yeah, just so wouldn't bring up, just so they wouldn't bring any attention to themselves that they were all like bad people.
Oh, it was
Um,
totally hiding the guilt and shame.
yeah, and like once he left, like all these people started like dying of a heart attack at a young age, and like,
Oh, it was
oh,
depression
yeah, it was just horrible.
because
And he
even
found his way in San Francisco.
even the friend, the wife of the friend died out of sadness, even though her kid lived. And what
Yeah,
made me laugh about that, dude, was I love that line. Because this whole time you're thinking, like, that's what you fucking get, bitch. And then what made me laugh was the dude goes up to the main guy and he's like, yeah, my wife died and blah, blah, blah. It's really hard. And then he's all, yeah, well, at least you still have your kid. And
yeah.
like,
Oh, really,
motherfucker,
Mike?
like, yeah, remember when you guys were like, oh, I don't care. It's like, yeah, at least he even said he's all, at least you can kiss your kid goodnight at night. Because, dude,
Yeah,
that's the other fucked up thing that happened. It wasn't like a. By the way, mind you, these kids were already in a sleep state for about 2 to 3 days, or maybe
yeah.
even longer. This demon dude put him in a trance, and that was the other thing that was kind of like strong arming him. He's like, kids aren't gonna wake up. They're gonna die if you don't do what I'm saying. So basically, he's like, you're not gonna see him. But the fucked up thing was when it went from revealing the stone color to saying like we're taking your kid. He literally walks down and just grabs the kid and just starts
Hmm.
walking away. Like,
Yeah,
there's no goodbye. He even literally said he's all, there's no point in doing a goodbye, which is so
yeah,
true because it's going to probably just make it like, what are you going to say goodbye? You're not going to say goodbye. You want to say goodbye to your kid.
yeah.
So he straight up just takes the kid, and he's just screaming and calling out to his kid, and the guy's just floating away. But like,
With the kid, and yeah,
yeah, and then like I love the part where the wife goes, she tries to comfort him, and he's all, get the fuck up off me. And I'd be like,
yeah,
I would have done the same thing, if not maybe even punched her in the head. I don't know.
yeah,
It would have been bad. And I mean, what is anyone
yeah,
at that fucking island gonna do if you do that?
yeah.
You know?
I mean, obviously, you can blame the guy. I'm not condoning, domestic violence or anything. But the man just lost his freaking son
Yeah, and she kind of gave
over.
it away. I mean, the mom kind of gave him away.
Hmm.
You could make that argument.
Yeah,
And she
over
was the
some
one, the
stuff.
karma return on her was she was the one holding the stones. So the moms were all holding the stones. And I think that was somewhat karma for her because I think she wanted to prove that this way was the best way and they were going to be okay, which was stupid
Mhm.
because it's guaranteed that someone isn't going to be okay. And how do you know that
Yeah,
someone isn't going to be you? Which was the point that dad was making. Like, how can you be so confident? And then sure
yeah,
enough, her dumbass was the one who got picked. And she looked immediately as soon as she saw the stone. you immediately saw the look of regret and remorse on her face. Like she knew
Yeah.
she was wrong. And she immediately knew that dying would have felt better than doing what they're doing right now, which is true. I
Hmm.
think a reference they make throughout the miniseries is the disappearance of the village and the community of Roanoke in Virginia, like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Because that,
With the first settlers or something.
yeah, and they kind of just disappeared. So you basically, what the fictional explanation of this within the miniseries is, this guy Linoge, which is the guy we're talking about. He went to that town, and the reason they all disappeared was because they stood together and they refused to give him the kids.
Yeah.
And throughout the miniseries, he's using them as an example of a poor example, an example that failed. But as you watch the movie and realize the outcome of the story, you realize they are the ones who won. They're the ones who did the right thing. They're the
Yeah.
ones who aren't suffering,
Yeah.
And it's like, you really got to look into things and understand things, because obviously, I mean, I know this is like a fictional story, but once again, these people didn't look into, not even just the lore, but like why weren't any of them thinking, you know, um, none of them were thinking selflessly.
Hmm.
They're all very
No.
selfish people,
Selfish.
all
Yeah.
of them. The only person that wasn't selfish was the dad. Out of the
Yeah.
whole island, it's crazy.
Who was actually, if you go back and think about it, he was while everybody was up in this, shelter taking place or whatever, he was the only one out there like patrolling the streets, making sure there was nobody out there or anything
Yeah,
like that,
and
right?
still getting shit from that dumbass mayor. And
Yeah.
politicians are never good. Even shows, movies, terrible.
Mm-mm. But yeah, it's a good classic Stephen King movie where it's super dark, super. I feel like all his movies always have some sort of reference to Native Americans, and I love that, or indigenous people, I should say.
Yeah,
There's
I think
always
I think
something with the land, something with like indigenous. It's always amazing.
yeah, I think it's a spiritual aspect too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's true.
Because I
I
know,
think that's definitely a big part of his stuff too.
yeah, because I know he brought it. Obviously in it he brings it up also about an indigenous tribe. Pet Cemetery also he brings it
Yeah,
up in The Shining.
yeah,
Brings it up in shoot, I'm going blank on all his the Thinner or whatever. Remember that movie, The Thinner?
yeah. Thinner
Wh-
to the gypsies.
Yeah, exactly. Some sort of like indigenous group is always being involved.
Don't run over a gypsy.
No, or at least stop.
That's true. That was the main reason, because he just drove
Yeah,
off. See,
yeah.
okay, so
Sure.
just like Tales from the Crypt, which I have to explain this to Steph. These Stephen King Tales from the Crypt, they all have like these negative connotations, and everyone's always just like, it's so gruesome, dude. But when you think about it, most of the time, even if they're not bad people, the bad things that happen are because of bad choices or because they're bad people.
Yeah,
And it's like, just like horror, people always are like, they look at the grotesque, but they don't ever look at the main message. And it's like, even in
yeah,
horror movies, there's always a main message, like Texas Chainsaw, like, don't dick around with crazy hillbillies when you're driving through nowhere. Like,
yeah.
you know,
So don't feel like you're better than anybody else.
yeah, I mean, like Friday the 13th, watch the kid so he doesn't drown in the lake. You
Mm-hmm.
would have saved 40 years of freaking slashing if you just did your damn job as as a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Well,
Even like the more modern one, like I'm thinking Scream. Like
yeah.
Scream, you know, you're as an adult, remember that what your actions, what kind of consequence it has, or what kind of example you're putting for your kids.
Right.
Because the whole reason these kids were going all fucking crazy, these teenagers going around slashing people, because of an affair that
Yeah.
brought their parents to divorce or whatever.
Or just, do what normal kids do, to go, the parents go through divorces. You know, get a drug addiction,
Yeah,
get a
write a
magazine
punk song about it.
subscription, write a
Yeah,
song, do something
yeah,
constructive. Okay, none of this
yeah.
like
Write that Blink-182 song.
yeah, like I never thought I'd die.
That one, that one. But I was singing the "So Here's Your
Oh, that's a good
Holiday."
one too. Really epic.
Yeah.
Hope
Stick
you
together for the
enjoyed
kids.
this time.
This time, he gave it all away.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we could collectively put the lyrics together,
Yeah, and I don't even think he says much live anymore, but
dude.
that's what he says.
I was listening to Blink 182, and you can help me out with the title of this song because I can't.
Okay.
I forgot the title of the song, but it was on the American Pie soundtrack, and it goes, "Never thought I'd miss him ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't care tomorrow."
It's called
And it's like
Every
totally a
Time I Look
Mark.
for You.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The sun
it's I think
comes down
I think it's called Every Time I Look for You.
every time. Yeah, you're right.
And it's on Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. But yeah, I love it because
That's a fun little
in the
bass
middle,
line.
yeah, in the middle it has like a breakdown.
Oh, it
Like
does. It's legit breakdown.
because it's Tom just on the guitar break, and then it drops, and then just it's a break. It's not your traditional beat down breakdown, but it is a breakdown.
Yeah, riff
Is
wise.
that it's definitely everybody's jumping at the same time, in the pit to this song.
Dude. Okay, so concerts are gonna come back. I just know it.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year, but at least 2022. So
Yeah.
Blink 182 is probably gonna get back together. We gotta find. We gotta go.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I'm down.
I'm all for it.
I'm down.
I'm all for it.
But here's the deal: we either got to go down to LA because they might not have a Bay date. You don't know. They've been weird about Bay lately because they're an
Yeah, it's
LA
always-
group. So I know though. At least, what do you think they play like the Forum?
Oh, dude, they
Or like
have to
they'd probably play like the fucking no. They'd probably play where the fucking Lakers play, huh?
the Staple.
I feel like they're too
No,
big for the Forum, don't you think?
They probably play the Forum.
Well,
I'm
Ozzy
pretty sure
played
they
the
can
Forum.
do-
Yeah, that's big enough. Yeah.
They probably do the Forum or like some sort of amphitheater down there.
Yeah, Staples is kind of too big, huh?
Yeah, that's a little bit too big, but definitely the Forum. I can see him also doing it like at the what's it called? Like
Oh, the
right next
the bowl.
the Hollywood Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, the bowl would
Probably
be cool.
probably something like in the San Bernardino amphitheater.
Oh, the
where you
Manuel,
saw-
San Manuel, that fucking
Yeah,
place
San
is
Manuel.
huge. Yeah.
They'll probably do something big in San Diego since they're from San Diego, so they'll probably do something in that area.
Fun random hypothetical for you. If they do play a Bay Area show, hand pick what venue would you love them to play out of all the Bay Area venues?
I mean, obviously they will probably go with the Shoreline because it's the 20,000. Is it 20,000, 15,000? It's the
Yeah,
bigger
it's
one
pretty
from
big.
all. But I would personally love them to play like the Oakland Coliseum would be cool.
Yeah.
Conquer's a little bit too small for them, way too small for them. Especially like if you bring in like Tom DeLonge is back in the band, like that shit.
Yeah,
is
dude,
selling
it's gonna be so fucking crazy.
It's gonna be sold out. You know how I don't think they can do this no more. But I was looking at during the week. I was looking at videos of Metallica when they play at the Spartan Stadium, like back in like '96 or '97.
No, they can't do that anymore.
No, they can do.
You know why they can't do that shit, dude? Because there's no. First of all, I don't know if it's no. It is iron fenced, but it's gonna require so much security, and it's basically just surrounded by sidewalks and street. I feel like that would be such a bitch for security.
Yeah,
but they used to do concerts there. Like they used to do. My buddy saw Bryan Adams and like Def Leppard over where fucking Giants, San Jose Giants play or something. Like they've done
the municipal.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. I think they've done legit concerts there.
Oh, I was also talking about like legit the Spartan Stadium where like the football team plays.
Yeah, I know because that's on 7th Street, right? Where the Spartans play.
The fairgrounds would be pretty big. No, I mean ideally.
No, you
I
got to
would
do like
hate
an
to.
amphitheater. But where I'm not fuck what they want to do, what they're gonna do. I'm saying your favorite place, past or present. I'm even giving you that option.
Oh, thank you.
Where would you want them? Where would you want to see them? Regardless of how realistic it is. That's don't put take realism and budget out of the answer.
San Jose State Event Center.
Ooh, now that did not see that coming, but I actually think that's a good choice.
Is because it's like what a 2,000, maybe 3,000. It's not really
Parking
that
is
big.
gonna be a motherfucker. That is probably the one thing. Because every time I went to a
Yeah,
show there, I walked. I didn't like park
yeah,
at San Jose.
yeah. I don't park at San Jose State. I end up parking like in one of the parking garages, like 3 or 4
Yeah,
blocks
you're probably gonna
away.
have to do like San Pedro and then walk over. Because
And
I
walk
think
it.
even
Yeah, or
4th Street would be packed.
yeah, 4th Street by Flames will probably be packed.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, definitely far away. Far as I can from there. But like Event Center would be dope because it's like so much standing room.
Yeah, dude.
Where if I feel like moshing, I can go and be up in
Yeah.
front. But there's also plenty of sitting down room.
You could
So
just go and sit.
I think it'll be dope there, and it's big enough where they can actually they have play there. I'm seeing them there before,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll be dope. If not, the other one, the San Jose Civic Auditorium.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
So you went local, and that's cool because I've seen bands at both places, and both sound really good.
yeah,
Um,
it's just one is smaller than the other one.
yeah. I mean, I went small. I thought it's my go-to all the time. The
Which
fucking
one?
Fox.
Oh, the Fox Theater.
Yeah,
Fucking love Fox Theater.
that's what I mean. Sounds great, looks great.
Yeah.
It's just one of the best things about Oakland, if not the
Hey,
best.
yeah, and you know what's so? I mean, there's a parking garage literally like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Great parking garage. And I hate it because they give you like the little nickel and like, oh, don't lose the
Oh
nickel.
yeah, and then how
It's
do you get
fucking
your fucking thing
ridiculous.
without the nickel?
Yeah, so you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the little token coin.
Yeah, but the BART station's legit like right there, so you
Yeah,
can
what is
just
it?
park it like.
Broadway or is it 19th or
I think it
something?
is Broadway.
Yeah,
Um,
I've done that.
yeah, you just park it like in Fremont or in
You even
Hayward
pay a
or
guy
whatever, and
$10 and park in some lot. I did that once too.
yeah. Yeah, I did it once also up like there used to be like a burger spot like 2 or 3 blocks up from the Fox.
Yeah,
Um I did that for like $10. Like yeah, and it's really close to San Francisco also. I mean, it's really close to the 880.
it is, and you're literally probably about what 15 minutes from the Bay Bridge, getting into the city. It is,
Yeah.
it's downtown, but it's more close to west, and you are
Yeah.
super close to the freeway. So once again, getting out of there is really nice. But I mean, just it holds a good amount of people. But oh my god, it's just one of the most premier venues I think for the Bay
Yeah.
Area.
Yeah.
Just with the way they keep it up.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
shows are always pretty organized. Security's on point. I've always noticed that
Yeah.
too. And they always are serving. Man, I always feel bad for the servers because they're straight up in the pits, and they always got their fucking like trays. I'm like, why are you carrying
With
8
the lights, yeah.
beers through a fucking crowd of idiots? I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's not like you're watching like fucking Kenny G. No, dude, I'm at a
No.
fucking. I was at a Lamb of God Slayer and God, this was a while ago. Testament. It was some crazy little mini
Yeah.
fest they did. And then and I'm an idiot. It wasn't even at the Fox. Oh no, it was at the Fox. Yeah, it was at the Fox because Metallica was upstairs in the balcony watching because Slayer was playing, and then they're like, "Yeah, we got some friends here," and then they shined it, and it was James and like Kirk up. I'm all, dude,
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
because I think they're still at the time they're still living locally. Well, I think Kirk still lives
Well,
local.
James, I think James, he's been in Colorado for over 10 years, but I
Yeah,
think he still
he's
has a spot out here because
oh,
every
he
once in a
has to.
while, yeah, he does. But you're right, everyone else lives out here, but well, except Trujillo. I think Trujillo's an LA guy. But
Yeah, Trujillo's definitely a SoCal guy. Like a
um
Riverside, I think.
yeah, cuz he was in Suicidal and hella bands. But
Yeah.
um James recently I was following on the Instagram because I follow the old thrashers, dude. I love 80s thrash.
Yeah.
So um the other guitarist in Machine Head, not Rob Flynn, but the guy Phil Demmel,
Yeah.
who's like, I don't know if anyone knows Phil Demmel, but he's in Machine Head, but he used to be in a band called Violence, which is one of the first thrash bands of the 80s.
Yeah.
And they're all
Yeah.
homies with Exodus, Metallica, Slayer. They're all friends and shit, right? Testament. So it was cool because Phil Demmel he posted a thing on Instagram. He's, oh, it's cool that Papa Het decided to fill in and play drums for us playing pre-Dickinson Maiden. And I was
Mhm.
like, dang, dude. Like, how cool is that James Hetfield, the lead singer and guitarist and songwriter for Metallica, is playing drums while you jam in your garage?
Yeah, and
I
it's
was
just
like, what
like,
the fuck? It's so
and I
cool.
mean, I think of course because they're like, they're successful fucking mansion fucking assholes. Well, maybe
Well,
mostly just Lars, mostly just Lars. Um, but like they all have this big ass mansion.
yeah.
But I mean, even the practice place in San Francisco, which I think that's still their practice place up in San Francisco, they still call it the garage. And
Well,
then it's a
because
very like
I believe, I think so. I think it was in Marin County, but
okay.
they did record like Saint Anger and the Presidio,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like the old base.
Yeah, yeah. They converted over. But yeah, they're definitely in the Bay Area and they still practice or write at the garage, which is,
Yeah.
if you I mean, you can just YouTube them and it's literally like it looks like a garage,
Dude,
like
huge
a bunch
though.
of
Yeah.
flags. I mean, obviously it's huge, a bunch of memorabilia, a bunch of stuff that I'm pretty sure fans have given
And
them
when you
like
say
plaques,
garage, it's
stickers
like
and
a
stuff.
warehouse more than it's
Yeah,
like,
it really is.
they call it their
But it
garage,
still
but
has
yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely has like that garage feel of
Oh
it, of
yeah.
just your buddies jamming in the garage and making noise, and your neighbors like, "Hey, shut the fuck up,"
Yeah.
you know?
But that was the cool thing about that post too, dude, was the fact that like you said, like he's a well-known rock star, but all his homies are still like middle class, working class dudes, and he's still like
Mhm.
he's not above that. He's still
Yeah,
like he was wearing his fucking Raider jersey, playing drums in
yeah.
fucking Dublin, I think, or wherever their practice spot was.
I think they're from Pleasanton, no?
Uh,
Pleasant,
who?
Machine Head, or do they
Yeah,
still live
Dublin.
in
I think Dublin or Pleasanton now, but I think originally Oakland, Berkeley.
Oakland? Yeah, definitely Oakland
Because I think Rob Flynn
originally.
originally lived in like Berkeley, and then I
Uh-huh.
think Phil Demmel always lived in Dublin, and they just moved over. I mean, dude, fucking God, Cliff Burton was born and raised in Castro Valley, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like, it's funny that the East Bay is such a mecca for thrash. Like the
Mhm.
only thrash bands really that came out of non-East Bay was like L.A., which was Slayer, Megadeth, and then
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm not really big on the New York thrash scene, so I'm like Anthrax, sure, and then you got Overkill. But predominantly, dude, like the East Bay, which was like Hayward up to Oakland, and then even like, you got like your Dublins, Pleasantons, and all that. But it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just, you never think of the East Bay, dude, as like a creative mecca.
Yeah.
But like, East Bay really has spawned more, I feel like probably more big names really than you would think, or even than the
I think
peninsula.
I'll say the Bay Area has produced quality over quantity when it comes to musicianships.
Yeah, but a lot,
And
but a lot of quality as well, though.
yes,
Coincidentally.
no, and when it comes to like big names on any genre, all of
Mhm.
it, there's always going to be a person from the East Bay. I
Yeah,
mean, this, I mean,
dude.
we're talking about punk rock, freaking Green Day.
Green Day.
Green Day is like the like they put punk rock. But and that's just the poster child. Under them comes, Rancid, AFI,
Yeah. Third Eye
No
Blind was
Effects,
from
Red Blind,
SF2.
yeah.
Dude, another one.
Um,
Here's another one. Steve Miller's from the Bay. Here's another
yeah.
one. Stevie Nicks and
Fleetwood Mac
not all of
or
Fleetwood Mac, but Stevie Nicks and
N-
But I mean, still, that's arguably that's what people know with Fleetwood Mac is Stevie
Yeah,
Nicks,
Stevie Nicks
Stevie Nicks,
and
and Lindsey Buckingham.
Lindsey Buckingham, because I always see
Um,
the What's Up With That on
SJS,
SNL.
I believe SJSU alumni. But
Yeah, SJSU.
Doobie Brothers, dude. Here's some stuff that isn't classic rock. You got Sly and the Family Stone. That's from the SF.
Yeah.
And then you also got Tower of Power in Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
I
I mean,
mean,
dude.
can and we cannot forget like Grateful Dead.
Dude, can we let's not forget the band that even though it's been taking some right-wing controversy, Trapped. we got Trapped, we got Smash Mouth. Like,
yes, hey,
dude,
can we not?
This is some top 40 shit right here. Whether you like them or not, Headstrong, I'll Take You On. Just kidding. But dude, when that shit came out, I was like, this is cool that they're local,
bro.
You know,
bro, the motherlord of like new metal, fucking Papa Roach.
Oh yeah, but wait. You're right.
They're Vacaville, but still,
that's right. You're right. Someone told me that I'm all Vacaville. That's so random.
Yeah.
No wonder I didn't know.
Like, I didn't know
even us
existed.
were like Vacaville. Like, what's out there? The Jelly Belly and the fucking Bud Plant.
Exactly.
I think that's about it.
There. And a Costco. Well, they have a Costco now.
A couple premium outlets.
Yeah.
Maybe a Dutch Bros.
I mean, Deftones is a little bit far stretched, but I mean they're Central Valley, but we'll take them.
Well, Deftones is Bakersfield, right?
Sacramento.
Oh, they're Sac. That counts, dude. It's Bakersfield doesn't. But that's like Edema and Corn. We're not going down there.
Yeah, but we'll definitely take Corn though under our wing.
I'll take Corn over Edema. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Isn't that Jonathan Davis's little brother too?
I thought Edema. Who was the Demas? I feel like they're all fucking related.
Well, it's Bakersfield, bro. Yeah. The only thing good that came out of Bakersfield, well, I'll say Corn. I don't want to talk shit, but the other, Fluffy and Corn, are probably the only two good things that came out of Bakersfield.
Yeah. But definitely Corn. Fluffy's a good guy, though.
Fuck yeah.
But no, absolutely. Like the Bay Area, everybody gets overshadowed by like LA and New York and
dude, all the time
with like Austin and like Nashville and stuff. But like, no, and then if you want to talk about like rap and hip hop, I mean Tupac.
Dude, we didn't even do hip hop and rap. Tupac. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely say Tupac, and here's why. Because he was born in Maryland, and then was in New York. But dude, he met Digital Underground in Oakland. Yeah. If it wasn't for Digital Underground, I don't know if he would have broke out. Because he started as a backup dancer and then worked his way into becoming an MC. But I mean, dude, that takes fucking time and people to want to do that for you. So I agree. I think once again, the Bay doesn't get the credit for that because they'll be like East Coast. Then he went to LA. It's like, no, dude. Yeah. But if he didn't have the Digital Underground and the Oakland movement, which by the way, he was part of some of the hyphy shit back in the 90s. He was in one of the E40 music videos.
Yeah, E40 also. I don't like his music, but he is an influential person in the
E40
hip-hop world.
You got.
I mean, I hate to bring this guy up, but I mean, he top 40. MC Hammer.
Fuck. I know we got more. We got Andre Nicotina.
Andre Nicotina. I was gonna say like
Mac Dre.
Mac. Yeah.
Who else? Hieroglyphics for sure. Oh, dude, Sway? Now we're just naming everybody. Sway from fucking MTV's from Oakland, I believe.
Yeah. He
was homies with like all the Hyro fools, I think, back in the day.
And he was definitely repping Oakland before it became cool to be repping Oakland.
I always thought he was a New York dude.
Yeah,
because I grew up with him on MTV News or MTV. As a VJ. Yeah,
and it wasn't until he did the My Town or something where he was talking about Oakland.
Right. He did like a doc. Yeah, and then
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, that's sick. No, and it's funny, dude. There's so many famous. I mean, Tom Brady. I don't know. Now we're escaping music.
now we're just saying.
That's probably the most famous guy out of the Bay. Oh, dude. Okay, no. Now I'm just naming things, but yeah, there's a lot of famous things, huh?
Screech.
Is he from the Bay?
He was from
Dustin
San
Diamond?
Francisco. He was born in San Jose. Rest in peace, Mr. Dustin
Dustin
Diamond.
Diamond. I wonder what high school he went to.
He probably moved when he was super young.
Probably. He probably didn't go out here. You know what's funny? Scott Weiland was born in San Jose, but born and
Oh,
raised
really?
in San Diego, so it doesn't count. I,
Yeah,
I learned such useless. I mean, it's not useless to
yeah,
me. It's meaningful and I like it, but I realize when I share to others that aren't nerdy like myself,
yeah.
I
They're
know
just
they
like,
care about as much as this is like a Lifetime movie.
hey, you want to know nerdy information I just found out, and I'm
Yeah, of
actually super
course.
excited about this. I just realized Elizabeth Short, aka the Black Dahlia,
Yeah.
she's actually buried up in Oakland.
Huh.
Her remains
Is she
are in a
from the Bay?
I don't know. I always thought there. Here's the thing. It wasn't until recently, and by recently is by what because I started watching the movie on Netflix, the the hotel
Oh,
documentary.
Hotel Cecil or whatever.
Yeah, Cecil Hotel. I'm like the Black Dahlia. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I always. I mean, obviously we listen to Black Dahlia Murder. We fucking
Right.
love Black Dahlia Murder, and we always knew who the Black Dahlia was before even the
Mm-hmm.
Black Dahlia Murder. So Google her. I'm like, oh, I wonder. I'm gonna be in LA. I'm like, I wonder where she's buried. That'd be cool to see her like her tombstone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would she be,
But think
in
about it.
Oakland? So
Everyone's a fucking transplant back then too, especially
yeah.
actors and actresses.
Here, let me see if she
I'm
actually
kind of
was born.
surprised it was that close. I
Yeah,
just always assume it's all small town, little, from Missouri or something.
yeah, exactly. Iowa or something like
Yeah,
something like super out there, but
kind of like
no, it
Marilyn
looks
Monroe type shit.
yeah, exactly. Um, or Norma Jean, whatever you want to,
Yeah, exactly.
whatever you
Her
want to
real
call her.
name with her brown hair.
Yeah, allegedly, I'm not sure how true this is, but I read something that she's actually like she was half Mexican or like 1/4 Mexican or something.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
Makes sense,
Norma
dude,
Jean.
because I'll be honest, banging. And
Oh,
had
she's
a,
gorgeous.
I don't know, dude. I just, maybe it's the way they were feeding them. Not all the white chicks back then were as full shaped, I feel.
Yeah.
She had a
No, she
really
was.
curvy figure for
Yeah.
a girl of that era that was, I mean, let's be honest, even in the 90s, supermodels were skinnier. Never
Yeah.
to my
No, she
liking
was.
myself, but she was considered, I would say she was thick way before thick was thick.
Oh yeah, dude. She
Back
was
then it was fat,
definitely,
but
and
she
she
was
was
still
considered like
glorified though.
like sex symbol and
Yeah.
everything. So I'm looking at her right now, or I'm looking at Elizabeth Short. I'm not Norma Jean because it brought me up the hardcore band, which is a great hardcore band.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Elizabeth Short was born in Boston, died last seen in L.A.
Yeah.
and
Obviously.
her burial place is Piedmont Funeral Services in Mountain View Cemetery, Oakland, California.
Dude, that is such a nice cemetery. I've actually
It
been there.
I have not.
I had to
So
deliver toilets there once because when I was working in
really,
Oakland, yeah, we had to deliver porta potties there because I think they were redoing their plumbing.
mm-hmm.
And oh my god, it is such a well maintained. I mean, Piedmont area.
Yeah,
It's just like a really really nice old part of Oakland. That's probably the best part of Oakland. And
yeah,
but it is where all the rich people are. So um it's just a really well maintained hilly cemetery that has a great views. It's a really nice place. But I'm just wondering why the hell the significance of her being buried. I don't know. Maybe she had family up here potentially.
maybe,
You
maybe
know?
like a family or um. No, it says originally she was from Boston. Well, that's like you said, it's all transplants.
Yeah.
People were everybody's flocking to LA around that area. So yeah, it might have been uh this is where her closest relative, some sort of relatives were or something.
Yeah.
So
Weird though. Yeah. That's like yeah, but you never know. Who knows?
yeah.
But yeah, that's an
Um
interesting little tidbit.
but yeah, I'll definitely see about Marilyn Monroe. see if that is true. If she's a little bit Mexican in her, because if that's the case, I guess I'm gonna get a little tattoo of her.
And I'm a little bit rock and roll. No, I'm
Yeah.
I think yo, what's your next tattoo idea?
um, I don't know, definitely continue on. Dude, I'm sorry. I got shot today and it freaking hurts.
No, that's okay.
Um, but definitely want to do something like a forearm or something, but just finish the whole arm.
Yeah.
I'll finish the whole arm
So
over
like
here.
but main pieces and then later you'll go in and fill the gaps or maybe not fill the
Yeah, I
gaps.
definitely want. I
Yeah.
think for sure what I want to do is have like my forearm, kind of like where you have it, where you have yours. I want to have like a
Something in
sugar
the
skull, like
middle.
a Dia de los Muertos. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos skull. That'd be kind of dope to
That'd
have
be
something.
sick.
Yeah, and then just get major pieces, and then just fill in the other ones with like little quick little little small little pieces and stuff like that.
Dude, I'm kind of glad I didn't get all the tats I wanted throughout the years when I've brainstormed.
Uh
Because
huh.
now I've gotten older, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want that anymore. Um,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, dude, for real. And luckily, I don't regret this one. I don't regret my first tat,
Mm-hmm.
which is good because I know a lot of people that do. But I originally wanted to get like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse on my back. I'm like, how expensive would that have fucking been?
Yeah, that would have been freaking
Cool as fuck, but
dope.
once again,
Yeah,
why
dope
do I
piece.
have revelations on my back? Am I a fucking religious crazy person that
No,
am
but
I a merc that has you know what I mean? Do I have scriptures on my back cuz I snipe people? No, I don't. I'm just a
he,
fucking guy who sells weed from an office in Oakland.
but you do like Metallica.
Yeah, that's true. So fuck it.
Oh, it's back on the table then. It's back.
I'm back on the
It's
wagon.
okay. You're right. Let's go ahead and put that one back in the. That one's so back in the game now. Back piece of Four
Dude,
Horsemen.
okay, wait. Are you opposed to hand tattoos?
What do you mean?
Like on the palm outside or even the knuckles. Would you ever do that?
Um, I would. I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to them. I just think it will really hurt. Therefore,
I think it would too. And luckily I don't think either of us are really would that affect your job?
at this point, I don't think so.
But like
In
let's
this
say
point in
you
my
wanted to
career,
move to a new school and you had hand tattoos. Do you
mhm.
think they'd give you shit for it or do you think because everyone has tats nowadays?
I think definitely because everybody has one nowadays. No one really, because it's funny because when I interviewed, didn't know I had any tattoos or anything, and
Mhm.
then they're like, "Oh, by the way, they pull a fast one on me. They're like, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna go ahead and you know, also cover PE sometimes. So, on PE days, you can come with like basketball shorts or whatever. Like, you don't have to come dressed professional." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, it's perfect."
Yeah.
Um, and then like I told him like, 2 days before I started working or whatever, I'm like, "Oh, by the way, just FYI, my legs are covered in tattoos. Um, so just FYI." And my principal's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "My whole legs are covered in tattoos." Like, "Well, what kind of tattoos are they?" I'm like, "Well, let me show you. Like, here's a fucking robot. Here's, a lightsaber,
Yeah.
super nerdy ass stuff." And he goes, they
He was
they look fine to
he
me."
just yeah, he wanted to make sure you probably didn't have any naked girls or like
Yeah.
not drugs, but like gang shit.
Yeah, like freaking
His main concern was probably just
cocaine or
gang
no say.
tattoos. He's all,
Yeah, gang
where you
tattoos.
got an X4 on your neck?
Well, actually, that's down here. No,
You're
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right here. No,
Uh,
no, so since I was like, yeah, it's fine. He's like, I don't care. And then like randomly, like I show up one day with like another one right here, and then like another one and
yeah.
another one. So they're like, oh, I haven't gotten a word. Actually, I have it right here. Hold on one second.
Oh shit. I'm
Yeah,
excited
it's
to
right
hear
here.
this.
So my school, after every year, at the end of every year, they do like fake teacher awards or something, like
Yeah.
your peers kind of review one. I forgot what they're called it, but they gave me an award saying most likely to get a tattoo over the weekend.
I like
There it
that.
is.
And they
And
even
I'm like,
that's not you though, right?
no, no, it's not. They just found
I was
like
gonna say, dude, you've got some major leg tattoos.
no,
You got some
that's
straight up
just like
fucking
some random
tribal
picture.
shit.
That's like a random picture they found
Yeah.
on the weekend on they found and they just put it and I'm like, oh shit. But it was just funny because they're like, this next award goes to the person who, most likely to get a tattoo over the weekend.
Dude, that's hella
And before I
funny.
even finished, they're like, "Oh, is Betancourt, Betancourt, Betancourt." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I guess that's true."
Yo,
Yeah,
let's do it.
but
Let's
yeah,
do it right
they
now.
gave me the reason I still have it here with me and not in my classrooms because well, I haven't been back to my classroom for almost a year. So, mm.
It'd be good to get back. No?
Yeah,
I think you'll enjoy it
soon.
more.
I think from last thing I heard is that we're gonna start going back on the 8th,
Dude, that's exciting.
like in 2 weeks. But yeah, and it's not gonna be full on. It's just gonna be like small groups for like students who like definitely need like the
Ah, I see. A
like
little
extra
extra help.
support. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna be working with. So right now they have two groups. Is one group of seniors and there's like 12 seniors, and then another of like juniors, freshmen, and sophomores. It's gonna be like 12
Yeah.
of them. So I'm just gonna from what I heard, it's like I'm gonna go once a week for like 3 hours. Um, and then it's just like a classroom of like I think 12 people, which is fine because that'll be enough space for everybody. And
Jeez.
then
Once a week.
yeah,
What's the
once a
point of
week,
that?
a pretty
Is that
nice stipend at
No,
the end of
I
the
get that. I'm saying that's it seems silly though. Like why
no.
wouldn't they just
Oh,
have you guys do like 2 or 3 a week?
well, just the teachers, but each teacher, the one teacher is going to go for a week, but each I think there's going to be two or three teachers going in once a week. So the student's going to go like two or three times a week.
Oh.
Teachers are
It'd
only
just
going to
be the
go.
one teacher handling it because there's only so many kids anyway.
Exactly.
Got it.
And
And
there's
then
only can be so many teachers at a time in there anyways.
so when you're doing that during the week, are you still double dipping with the Zoom or are you just doing that?
Yeah. So the what will work is in the morning I'll be with my Zoom like doing digitals because the classes the digital classes are usually they run from like 8 to like 12,
Yeah.
and then you have like your 45-minute lunch or whatever, and then the rest of the afternoon is you're working with office hours, meaning like you pulled in kids to like help them out digitally, or you have meetings, or you're supposed to be working, which I never do. I probably shouldn't say that line. But
No, you're
like uh,
working.
no, I'm working. And then like students by this time this is when they're working on their homework or they're working on asynchronous lessons and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be one of those days that I don't have a meeting. I'll probably go in there, help him out. Um, and most likely, hopefully, I don't get because I think Fridays are the days where like all the afternoon, like there's absolutely no meetings or anything. So I'm hoping it's not Friday afternoon.
Uh
I'm hoping it's like
yeah.
hopefully Thursday afternoon. I'll be more than happy to go on Thursday afternoon and just go in there for like 3 hours, and then because between us, if everybody does it. I mean, my principal knows 12 o'clock on a Friday. That's when my weekend starts.
Dude, that's so chill.
No, no work is getting done after 12 o'clock.
I just
Nobody
yeah,
does
man.
work after
See,
12.
you got that is exactly where you want to be. Right?
Yeah.
Cuz that's what you want freedom-wise. You fulfill your psyche
Yeah.
with with what you're doing as well as you're getting paid. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously your first thing was is being the mentor and then obviously paying your bills. But yeah, dude, I mean, holy shit, I mean, I'm not saying like you need to be thankful, but man, you're doing good, and it sounds like you're happy, and that's one of the most important things.
Dude, I think I shared with you with you, Coop. But definitely I'd share with a lot of people. Like a lot of people say like, oh, the social distancing and COVID, of course it's been terrible for our society,
Hmm.
not just here in California, but like globally, it's been
Right.
terrible. With the count, with the deaths and whatever. But for me, it really allowed me to like really, really like just focus. I know it sounds so cliche, but really focus on myself and work on
Mhm.
myself and just like really go through the motions, dude. So I'm always been grateful um for this opportunity to like, especially like my school being so like flexible. Because at first when we started, they were like, okay, just post your assignment by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock every morning or every other day, and just be ready to answer emails. So of course, Friday night, I'll just program all of my lessons to be uploaded on Google Classroom. And I'll just be chilling all day, like just literally, like I'll be
Dude.
working. Obviously, I'll still be responsible, answer emails,
Yeah, but
answer.
you're not actively. There's no
Yeah,
reason for it.
exactly.
Yeah, there's no real reason for it. Yeah, I got what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and really allow me to like, if I feel like shit, hey, I can just go to my bed and just like, let it out, be, embrace the go through the motions.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was, a definitely a break, or like I wouldn't say a break, but definitely like a slower pace that I think the majority of society was looking for. Kind of like a step behind, and kind of like taking a step for those who were able to take that step back.
Yeah. I kind of see what you mean. I guess in a way you're kind of saying it's in a kind of could be like a reset for some people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's a good way to look at it because a lot of people are thinking like, "Oh, I have to be home all the time." But you know what it was, dude. And I don't always like hearing that, but you got to take you got to find the positive, right? And a lot
Hmm.
of it was, we're reconnecting with our loved ones, and
Yeah.
of course the circumstances aren't what we want, but that's life, and you gotta make fucking good circumstances out of lemons. So
Yeah.
I kind of took that. I got a lot closer with my son. I mean, we weren't like distant, but
Yeah.
my oldest, I've gotten closer with him because I just was able to spend time with him. Um,
Hmm.
it's been nice, man. It's been good. Me and Steph, we we were our only company. I mean, me and you for the last 6 months. I get to hang out with you for a couple hours a week.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, being out here in Tracy too. I don't got all these friends just able to be chilling. I mean, I've been lucky
Yeah.
enough to have some people over, but with a pandemic alone, with just living farther away, we kind of just have each other. And I know I've seen a lot of people online or been hearing, like divorce rates going up, but it's a very revealing situation for a love a
Yeah.
relationship. You're either going to find out you love each other unconditionally or more than ever, or you're going to
Hmm.
realize that this ain't for you. You know,
Yeah.
I'm really happy because I knew I didn't have any.
Hmm.
I wasn't planning. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this, but it's always
Yeah.
good when you're like, you get confirmation that your family and your loved ones and your significant other, you're all on the same page. So
Yeah.
we've been having a good year. We've had our rough points, like everyone, but it's been a really good year for bonding with the family and with understanding me and Steph understanding each other better. Communication's gotten better.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, we gotta part of this podcast too is finding out like what we need to do productively for ourselves, and definitely productively during COVID was you know idle hands, right? So keep
Yeah.
yourself busy with any kind of passion project or hobby, or catch up on fucking movies you haven't seen. I mean,
Yeah.
there was there's always something that we can find to do. We just need to
Yeah.
be. We can't rely on the government or anyone else to figure this out for us. Yeah, it'd be great in a
Yeah.
perfect world, but I'm happy I'm happy with a lot of what I saw creatively and artistically during this year.
Absolutely.
Which is what you assume whenever there's a time of hardship or peril. The arts are always thriving because
Hmm.
arts are creative outputs for people, and most creative people are struggling with issues. So
Yeah.
It's literally like comedy, art, film. Whenever shit's fucked up is probably one of the best times creatively for people. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see, with this COVID thing, we're gonna see probably a lot of good movies coming out. A lot of people dying to write these scripts. Hopefully, we don't just get a bunch of
Yeah.
remakes. But yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of like it's kind of an overall like yeah, it's a negative thing, but you know, we gotta find ways to be constructive with ourselves.
Absolutely. I think you need to be. I mean, if it wasn't for this pandemic, I mean, we would have never started this and
Yeah,
this podcast. The L3 would have been long gone already.
yeah,
Our other project, Ball of Fame, of course, would have never also sprung up.
even
And
started. Yeah,
you know, yeah. So you need to find the silver lining. It's not ideal,
hmm
but I mean, shit. Who else? You cannot put a price in spending time with your kid growing up, especially in such a young age. Because I mean, everything will eventually go back to normal. He eventually will go to school. Eventually, and you won't be able to spend that quality time like you guys did as much
right.
before. Um, so how awesome is that? Like same thing. Like I think about my little niece Olivia. Like
hmm
like both of her parents were here, with her. She's going. There still are. So it's like for her, it's never going to be like, oh, I had to go to babysitter or I had to go do this or that. She's gonna remember like, oh yeah, we are just hanging out at the house all day.
Yeah,
You know,
well, that's how
and
I
she'll
grew
probably
up
remember.
too.
Yeah.
Because my kid, we take our kids to daycare because we both
Hmm.
work. But I grew up, my grandparents, they took care of me.
Yeah.
That's who took care of me when I was growing up. So I know that all too well. The home, that's just how it was. So I've always been, even though a lot of my immediate families had issues with their immediate families, my immediate
Yeah.
family growing up was pretty good to the point where it gave me an understanding of what I wanted to do, or what I
Yeah.
needed to do. And yeah, I mean, I definitely am. I couldn't be happier with my current situation with my home life. I feel like it's the one part of my life that I'm always proud of and always happy about. Yeah, it's challenging sometimes, but it's the one thing in my life where no matter how sad I am, if I think about that, I'm not sad for that second,
Hmm.
or it
Yeah.
can't I
Absolutely.
can't be. So that is something I'm very proud of and blessed to have in my life for sure.
Yeah.
Cuz holy shit, man. It's like every day I got to remind myself cuz I'm kind of hard, like what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? But it's like, well, you can be a good dad and that's pretty rewarding. So that's what I'm
And
working at.
and some people cannot say they're that.
Yeah.
Like you look at these classic. I feel like movies was a heavy theme this week, but like these movies of like the bully or something when they're growing up, like, well, yeah, well, my dad wasn't there, or my parents were always busy for me, and they never had time for me, or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of like hopefully this generation doesn't have that to deal with that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of my students deal with a lot of stress because of money, financial situations.
Mhm.
So especially here with COVID, like they're really like stressed about that. So they still remember that, they will stress about that, but maybe the younger siblings won't stress that much about it. Maybe the younger siblings would see like, hey man, this is our Great Depression and we pulled through. We
Yeah.
pulled through, we made it happen. So yeah, it's definitely challenging times, but I think you need to like keep your head up and don't let the negative consume you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We'll get through this. We always do, man, and we knew we were going to get through it. There were some points that were got kind of creepy, but I feel like we're definitely towards the end of this. Hopefully,
Yeah.
knock on wood, things can change, but I feel positive. I don't think they'd be floating deadlines already if it was going to happen. They never do. Whenever
Yeah.
they throw a date out, it's usually consistent. Because I heard in
Yeah.
Biden's speech, he said he went from saying Christmas, but then saying, but I can't make any promises. But I'm like, but I don't think he would have even dropped Christmas. So,
Yeah.
um, because well, you never know. Presidents make mistakes, but typically when they're writing speeches, they want to be like as clear and not thought invoking, because you don't
Yeah.
want just to put a bunch of vague statements out there so people could just interpret or misinterpret. I feel like they got to
Yeah.
be really careful about how they word things. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Especially
I'm
after four
hoping that was a
years of
hint. Like,
yeah, especially after 4 years of not really
yeah.
doing all that. I have to be very clear. But I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw me kind of complain about my arm earlier, not because I was working out, but I actually got my first shot today
Okay.
for COVID.
Nice.
Um, you can kind of see it.
How you feeling? Did you get a fever or anything?
No, no fever yet. I got it done like this afternoon,
Oh,
but
okay.
like it's definitely sore. So like if I kind of lift my arm like this way, it kind of
Yeah.
like it's not like oh my god I'm dying, but it's kind of like oh fuck.
Yeah.
Imagine like somebody's just punched you, and when they give you like the dead new. Remember what was the
Yeah.
stupid game we used to play in high school? Like
Baby
the
Bridges?
well, not yeah. Besides baby bridges, but like when they'll punch in your arm to give you like a dead arm or
Oh, and then you
something.
can't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you can't
Yeah,
even use it.
yeah, because it kind of hurt.
It's
Yeah, that's kind
numb.
of how it feels right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just feels like bruise, and you're just like fuck. Um, but yeah, so far pretty good. They told me, like okay, just drink your fluids, and
Mhm.
if it hurts too much, take like aspirin or take like Tylenol or something or Advil or whatever.
Right.
And they're like, oh, are you right-handed or left-handed? I'm like, oh, I'm a righty. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, make sure you get on your left hand because it's gonna suck. And
Yeah.
yeah, I can see why they said that. But on that, so far so good. I'm pretty excited that I got it. It's not like I'm gonna be fucking Superman out there, but it just gives me like that more peace of mind.
Well, dude, I mean, like you said, it gives you peace of mind. You're eventually gonna have to go back out and go to school anyway.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And then I think what we'll do is, obviously next week we're gonna check back in, so we'll see how you're doing. I mean,
yeah. Hopefully, I
well,
didn't turn into a fucking lizard by then.
no, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah,
The only thing I heard was some people get like fevers, but I haven't heard anything worse than that. Like
yeah. I heard
cold
like
sweats,
fevers,
flu-like shit,
pains,
but only for like a
chills, or
day.
yeah,
Most people, that's like the worst. I know that's not the worst, but the worst is like 0.01% people. But um, from what I've been noticing is most people are like generally like ill for about a day. But for most I'm hearing, either it's like it's noticeable to you miss a day of work. So that's not terrible,
yeah,
but hopefully you can take time off. The people that are, because if you're flu-like and tired and you have a fever, you shouldn't be doing anything besides
yeah.
laying down.
I mean, to be honest, come on, Coop. I teach online and I teach an elective,
Yeah.
so I can literally call my principal, my boss, or my principal, be like, you know what, I'm feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
I don't get a sub. I'm just gonna do like a study hall where I'll check in. They all do their homework. Like I'll play some music in the background, and they're working on whatever other work.
You're in like a bathrobe with a thermometer sticking out of your mouth.
I'm in my bed, like, like freaking
Yeah.
snoring with my little timer. It's just all right, gang. All right,
Putting
hey, hurricane.
putting
I'll
like
see y'all
a
next week.
wet towel on your forehead, and then when the zoom's off, you like have clothes on and you just get out of bed.
Yeah, and you gotta be all cheerful and stuff. Like, all right, gang.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, be safe and whatever. Take care. As soon as they freaking I end that Zoom call, I'm like, I'm puking my lungs out again.
Why was I lying to them? Blah. And then
No, I'm not feeling okay today. How are you,
yeah,
Mr. Brincourt? Oh, I'm doing great, man.
doing
That's
great.
always my answer. Oh, I'm
You
doing
just
great.
start heaving.
And they know I'm not. They know I'm lying. Whatever.
Well,
They know I'm lying.
you just gotta just go work on that, Danny. You gotta...
I'm working my lie. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. I'm stoked. Like I said, mostly just the peace of mind and like one step to normalcy. And I mean, I know there's probably people who don't want to get the shot for whatever beliefs or whatever,
Yeah.
um, whatever. And I mean, Coop, let's be honest here. What's the worst thing that would happen? I will die. Guess
I
where
mean, that's
guess what
pretty
I wanted
bad.
to, yeah, but guess what I wanted to do like a year ago? I wanted to die anyway. So in and to be honest,
Yeah.
what's going to happen essentially, 40, 50, 60 years from now, maybe 7 years, we're all going to die. So, I mean,
Okay, so to argue in your favor, yes, and the vaccine was free. So, okay. All
absolutely.
right. Because even if you're going to poison yourself, you got to buy that stuff, right?
Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Thanks,
And
Uncle
somebody else did
Sam.
it. Somebody else did it. Somebody else did it for me, not myself.
Wait, so did you take what do we got out here in Cali? Did we got the Pfizer or the Moderna? I think it's the
Um,
Pfizer, right?
I think they have both.
Oh,
It
we have
really
both.
depends on.
Do you know what
Yeah, it
you
really.
do you know what you took?
Yeah, let me take. I took a picture of it so I can remember because I know it's
I want to say the more
the.
popular one's Pfizer, right?
Yeah, that's the one I took. The Pfizer. That's the one
Okay.
that's most like effective.
Right. And Moderna, I think, was the one that came out first, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
one of those, something like that. I probably should pay more attention when they were talking about that. But yeah, I got the Pfizer. I got the Pfizer one,
Yeah.
and
No, what's funny, Danny, is like you're like, yeah, I should pay more attention. It's like they probably played like a video and like, dude, so I'm drawing a parallel here, but like I went and got my truck windows tinted on
nice.
yesterday and I'm not gonna discuss what I did because I don't want to get a fix-it ticket. So um I got them tinted and then I was laughing because there's clearly like videos in the office that show you about it. I didn't watch any of that, dude. I was just like,
No,
I'm good. But it's just like
no.
we take similar approaches to like things, except yours was a vaccine.
Yeah. Well, I
I know,
mean,
I'm just fucking with you. I'm not
we
saying
we
like,
always do training videos, and trust me, I'm like, I see like the first 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, let's wrap this up. Let's finish this up.
dude, I really, I did not see that coming. The comment you made right now about, oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, it's a
Thank you
good
for that
one.
comment.
Thank you.
I
I've
love
been working
dark
on it.
humor. I mean, if we can't laugh about things like that, we're not healing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've come a
Like,
long way, Danny.
yeah. I mean,
6 months ago,
it's the
yeah, we
truth.
would have laughed at that joke, but no, we would have still laughed at that joke. But it
It's still laugh.
means it
Yeah.
means more because it means something else as well now.
Yeah. It means like, well, what's the worst? I'll die. Hey, guess what I wanted to do about a year ago?
Dude, that was so good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you don't feel that way anymore. And I can tell you right now,
Nah.
I want you around, not just because we need this podcast, but because I need someone in my
He's
life to
selfish.
make me laugh, dude. And holy
Thanks,
shit,
man.
you're one of the funniest guys I know. So
Thanks, man.
I need you to
Appreciate
keep
that.
making me laugh.
Oh man.
I'll
No,
try.
I
I'll try my
mean,
best to help you do the same. But
thank you, bro. No, you throw some funny ass ones every now and then.
sometimes, yeah, I li-
Just so ridiculous stuff that you throw out there, dude.
yeah, I pepper. I try to pepper things every once in a while.
You throw some ridiculous ones out there. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it should be fine. And you know what? I think you made a great point, and this is like this would be a perfect way to end this segment today. It's just if we cannot laugh about it, then we're
yeah,
not healing.
100%.
Because I was that what they used to tell us in high school or whatever is like, oh, remember it takes more muscles to frown than it is to smile.
Yeah, and I
So
think that's actually true because your brow, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, I always had a wrinkle in my forehead and shit, so it's whatever for me. But um, I feel like yeah, we joke around. It's a little bit dark humor, and we can laugh at ourselves. But I mean, comedy just fixes everything. Like,
Everything.
dude, last week's episode, we're telling you that I was going down to LA for the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
or downtown Disney whatever for the weekend. And halfway through the ride, my brother and I we go at it. We're not fist fighting, but we're fucking
Yeah.
yelling at each other. And I'm like, "Fuck this!" I'm like, "Fuck this!" I'm next flight. I'm fucking tomorrow. I'm flying back. Fuck this! I got to put up with this. This
Yeah.
back and forward. So whatever. We didn't talk to each other for like the rest of the ride, like 3 hours, which was fucking fantastic because it was the best like
So
3 hours.
peaceful. Yeah.
It was peaceful. No one was saying shit. I was listening. I was just peaceful finally. And got to the hotel. I'm like, hey, you want me to get some? Want me to pull over, get the baby some milk? And my brother's like, no, no, I'll get her some milk tomorrow, whatever. So we're at the hotel, whatever, and we crack a joke, and we were all laughing about it. And he goes, hey, so what's up? You still want to leave tomorrow or something? Like cracking a joke, we're laughing. And I'm like, you're still a fucking asshole. You're still a fucking dick, but
I
whatever,
love
dude.
that you
Like,
yeah, I'm glad that you
yeah,
revisited that because I feel like siblings sometimes they think like things will just be forgotten.
no,
I'll
no,
just
I
let it
reminded him.
go.
No, I'm still like,
Yeah.
no, we crashed it. I'm like,
Yeah, you
no, you're still a
squash it, but you
fucking
got it.
dick.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I like
I'm
it
like,
because you still tell them.
you
Yeah.
still gotta tell him like, no, you're still a
Yeah.
fucking asshole. You're a dick,
100%.
but whatever. Like, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
over it already. Let's
Yeah.
move on. But you're still let it be known that you're still a fucking
I
dick.
mean, that's accountability.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
See?
And my sister goes, "Oh my god, can you guys stop it?" Like she thought we were gonna go at it once
Yeah.
again, and we're both my brother and I were like, "The fuck? Like, shut up, man!
Yeah,
I'm
then
freaking trying to
did you guys gang up
yeah,
on her then?
yeah." Then we get him, and I'm like, "Man, shut up! We're
Just shut
trying
the
to
fuck.
like, shut the fuck
Trying
up.
to
We're trying to
fucking bond
freaking
over here. We're trying to
yeah,
fight.
we freaking over that shit. Like, shut the fuck up."
Now you're pissing us off. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that's so
yeah.
funny. How that, like, the fact I knew that, because that's what it is. You still got all that angst, and you're all, let's just use it. And, oh, okay, you're being annoying. Why not you? Like, yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh,
hilarious.
you're
Yeah,
trying to get all up in
yeah,
this
yeah.
cool
Oh,
about doing the
yeah,
flavor. Guess
exactly.
what? Go on and get it then.
Oh, get the gloves on. Let's go. We already
Let's
went
go.
10 rounds. We can do a couple more.
Oh, I got enough water. I
Yeah.
can do enough. I can do some shouting. I don't
Oh,
care.
look who's ready, huh? Look who did some
Oh,
stretches.
so
Watching
now
us
you
go
want
at
to
it. Now you
talk?
want to go, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
everybody
dude, I
just
love that.
give her 2 cents.
I love that because our minds went to the exact same place. That's so fucking funny, dude.
We both freaking
It's like don't
like
this is not a gender thing. This is
yeah.
a sibling thing. And it's like as soon as she got involved, it was just like, hey, unless you want to be in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but here, on the flip side, if it would have been my brother and my sister going at it,
Yeah.
and then they're like cracking a joke, and I would say something stupid like, "Oh, y'all cool now? Oh, y'all cool now?" But you ain't gonna act like 2 hours ago
Yeah.
you want to kill each other.
Yeah, yeah. See?
They're,
Exactly.
they'll gang up on me, and then they'll be open season on me again.
But it is funny that you would call him out though, instead of being all like, that's why I respect
Yeah.
about you, because I'm kind of the same way. I what's the point?
Yeah.
Sugarcoating
Yeah,
anything.
no, my brothers and I were all, every time like there's like an argument, and then like this cross the beef is like, "Oh, you're cool now? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's good.
Oh, it's just making sure. Oh, you're cool now." But it's like sarcastic, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so who cares that that's just happened like half an hour ago? Okay, but you're cool now. Okay, cool." Um,
See, but that's
that's just
and
the way we are.
that's probably never gonna change. But that's always it's gonna grow into something you guys laugh about too.
Yeah.
I mean, you already are
Well,
laughing about it, so that's
I
good.
mean, we didn't bring it up no more because it's already forgotten. We bring up other aspects of
Yeah.
the trip, like how somebody pulled like a dumb shit or somebody like pissed you off. We talked about that now rather than the
All
other
the silly stuff, because
situation.
that's just that wasn't even real. That was just you guys being irritable or something towards each other.
Exactly.
You know.
I forgot what stupid shit I don't know. My brother does some stupid ass shit all the time, and it's funny because he acts like he knows that when you prove him wrong, he just does like this dumb face, like, "Man, fuck you," or whatever. But he knows he fucked up, so he takes a deal with
I think I know.
like,
I don't know. I think I know which brother you're talking about. I don't want to name him, but
yeah,
yeah, okay.
the
And
one
then
know.
I can
Yeah,
think I can kind of see what you're talking about, which is funny to me. So
yeah,
it's
like
funny.
so stubborn that once you realize he
Yeah.
was wrong, you'll be like, "Man, fuck
Yeah,
you,"
whatever. Like, why are you
whatever.
still talking about
Like
it? Yeah.
uh, it's like, "Oh, you still on that shit? Oh,
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
let that shit
Oh
go."
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He
yeah,
goes does that
then
too.
turns it on you. Then turns it on you. Um, and then
Which
yeah,
probably is
so it's
really
just
annoying, because I hate when my own shit gets thrown at me.
oh, of course, nobody likes to be proved wrong, especially
Yeah.
in a family of four, and we're all very competitive, and we're all sore losers. Like no one wants to freaking, wants to do that.
That's
So
good though. You guys got a competitive edge.
oh, absolutely,
That's
one
a
hundred
good thing to
percent.
have.
it's never like, oh, you did that, oh, congratulations. No, it's gonna be like, oh, it's the competitive side is gonna turn on, and then it's gonna be like,
Oh,
oh,
is
you're
that
just
it?
doing that? Oh, well, I'm doing this, it's
That's
all
that's
competitive.
cool. But I mean, if you want to be like boring,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like you're just
Yeah, this
condescending.
that's a dope truck. Yeah, how much
Oh,
it cost you? Oh, mine cost,
you
oh,
know what? Based on the art here and the quality, I can kind of see why mom likes you the least. Yeah, or I
yeah,
don't know, something like that.
yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Oh, you're the one who was adopted. Yeah, this makes sense.
Oh, no wonder they hate you. Oh, okay, that makes way sense
Yeah,
now.
I mean, no talent, no scholarship. Cost the parents more money.
Yeah, the smallest one's like that, actually.
Oh,
The
wait,
youngest one.
clarify because I just said some mean things.
No, the youngest one is like that. The youngest one is like, oh, that's cool. You graduated from the
Oh,
state. Oh, the
okay.
school that everybody goes to. Okay, yeah, I graduated from like so and so. I'm like, bitch,
Yeah, for real.
no,
You can
come
definitely
on,
toot your
man.
horn, bro.
Yeah, no, and he'll be like, oh, that's cool. You're still doing that pop punk stuff. Oh, okay, yeah. No, well, I've just
Yeah.
my third album just got released on vinyl. Third pressing is already sold out. And I'm like, dude, no one cares. No one cares. And back in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker,
Wait, really?
this motherfucker.
Is he just
Yeah,
fucking with you?
no, he's for real. It's my brother, my youngest brother. Apparently, he's a big time DJ producer. I didn't fucking know.
And he has vinyl? He has
Yeah,
pressed vinyl?
he has pressed vinyl, pressed cassettes, pressed floppy disk. Apparently, there's like a thing for that now.
What?
Like putting music in the
Oh,
floppy.
well, if you put like, I know they do samples on floppy disks and they use those on like the
Yeah,
MPCs, but besides MPCs, I don't know what the hell else takes a floppy disk anymore.
yeah, I
That's
forgot,
old
but I
school.
mean, he he produces music for this genre called vaporwave,
Yeah.
um, which is like all about the aesthetic. It's like taking like old aesthetics feel of it. So like he'll sample music from like the 80s, 70s, early 90s, like a lot of
Yeah.
funk, a lot of stuff like that, house, and give it, but of course like the whole aesthetics to it is giving it that old vibe.
Right.
So like I seen where he downloaded like he made a whole song, and then he recorded the song through his cassette player,
Hmm.
and then the cassette player gives it like that really old like 90s
Oh,
sound
yeah,
to it,
yeah.
and that's like a thing. So yeah, it's this whole like aesthetic thing, but yeah, there's vinyl. He definitely has vinyl. I bought one of his first pressing, which cost a lot of money because it was like printed in, I want to say, like in England or in France or something
Holy
like
shit.
that. And then every now and then I'll look it up. I'll look up like how much his record's going, is going for sale. And they're like selling it for like $80, $90. And I'm like, shit,
Wow.
let me sell this piece of shit. um
Hey,
let me
no,
sell
get him to
this
sign
freaking.
it. Get him to sign it first. And
No, I always tell him, I'm like, hey, hey, but he thinks I'm fucking with him when I tell him. That's why I'm like, hey man. So I might advise, fuck you, man. Like he thinks I'm like fucking
but
with him
like
or
that's
something.
true though. Like I mean, he's got to get over that because clearly that's like his little voice in his head. Because at
Yeah,
the end of the day, it's like that is exactly what you want. You want your
yeah,
family to support you, and I get where he's coming from, but he's got to give you a chance. Because if if you're being an asshole, that's fine, but at least find out your intentions, right? I don't know.
yeah. No,
Because I'm
and
sure
I
at the end
tell
of the
him,
day, that's what he wants. He wants appreciation. He's not doing all this stuff for not to not be recognized for it, right?
yeah, and I mean he's doing so well. Like
Yeah.
he is doing pretty well. I'm looking here. The vinyl I got from him is brand new. Um, it was first press from released on the record label called My Pet Flamingo, which is from the UK. Released 2016, so almost 5 years ago.
Wow.
Edition of 200. So
Oh damn.
200
Only.
records were
Oh, that's like nothing.
um
Pressed.
Yeah, and they all sold out like within 24 hours. So
Jeez, that's crazy.
and I managed to get like a copy of it. So and yeah, legit, I still have it. And I was telling him, like, hey, dude, like fucking sign it for me or whatever. And he was, oh no, man, fuck. Like I'm looking here something on eBay. They have one of his 10-inch releases
Mm-hmm.
on for $44. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's not money he's gonna see, but
oh
that's good for
yeah.
him.
It's
Again,
awareness.
I'm not gonna give him credit to his face, because he's my brother and I need to talk shit.
Yeah. Of
But
course.
whenever I talk to somebody else about him, like, yeah, like that's actually pretty dope. Well, that my little brother's like a big time,
Dude, that's
whatever
pretty
it is
awesome.
on
That's
this
pretty
genre.
epic though.
Yeah. So I'm always like, yeah, that's pretty dope.
Well, fuck yeah. We should shout him out.
Yeah, he goes by the name of Turnt Boy 95.
Is that his YouTube handle?
Um, that's just his music handle, period. But yeah,
Turnt Boy 95.
he definitely on YouTube they have his album, full on albums there, um and it sucks because I feel like I knew all these songs because his room was literally right next door to mine, so I would
Yeah.
hear him like mix them. So I'm like, shut the fuck up.
You
Um,
should call me,
but
like, dude, I remember hearing this getting mixed.
oh, be hella
Just
like
troll.
hipster and be like, oh man, I remember
Oh
hearing the
yeah, I
first
was here
demo of this.
first because I'm his brother.
Oh man, I remember hearing this demo a long time ago before it was re-released.
Dude, I gave him like blocks, and then now he's like writing music. So basically, it's my doing.
I was to fuck with them. I'll be like, hey man, don't remember I'm the one who like introduced you, who turned you on to all this shit. Like because he was really into, like, remember that band, The Fall of Troy?
I think so.
Like progressive screaming
Yeah,
band,
yeah, no,
whatever.
I do. I think I remember them now. As soon as you
He
said progressive, I was like, okay.
yeah, definitely. Like I'm pretty sure he heard it from me. He won't, of course, he won't ever say he did, but
Right.
that's just the way it works. But yeah, he got it from me. And from there, it's just like he's a really good guitar player also, and he plays a little bit piano and stuff like that. So
Hell
he
yeah.
does, yeah, so he does his thing. So that's cool. I'm just trying to see how much they go for right now. I'm seeing CD is going for $20 or 40.
Dang.
Cassette's going for 20. Another cassette for $20. Yeah. So here you go. Here's a vinyl going on sale for $77 from now.
Damn. Yeah, see, a limited press, right? So
Yeah.
makes
Or maybe I
sense.
do. Maybe. Well, there you go. If I ever need gas money, I know where to sell. I know what
Just
to sell
saying, man.
first.
If he signs it, that's double.
Yeah. Because I
Times,
don't think he's only played like 2 or 3 shows his whole life.
yeah.
So,
I mean, it's his. Yeah.
um,
I mean, you need to figure out a way. You gotta coerce him into that.
I think he's
You
coming
know.
tomorrow. So I'll probably, I literally have a Sharpie right here. Be like, hey man, just sign it. I'll
Yeah.
tell him,
Cut
like,
the
hey man,
bullshit and just sign it.
just sign it to Danny from, don't put your real name, put Turn Boy or whatever
Yeah,
his
he
artistic
needs to put his
signature
Juan Hancock on there, dude.
is Juan
Mm-hmm.
Hancock. I like that. That's a good one.
It's kind of good, but then your brother's name's already Juan, so
Yeah, but this is not this one. His name
yeah.
is different. So,
No, I know, but then I'm just yeah.
no, I got you. I got you, bud.
Well, I think we finished off another great week of Tales from the Head, and we'll move on to the next one next week.
Yeah, man.
But I'm glad we were able to connect and talk about some stuff that made silly stuff and some serious stuff, and more or
Mm-hmm.
less, finding the joy in all this. And we need to be able to laugh, or we're not healing. So that's
Yeah.
definitely the main thing to take from this. Is if you can't laugh about it, then you got to work towards being able to.
Yeah, absolutely. And just I can't stress this enough. Just remember, we're all going through it. We all have our good days. We all have our bad days. We all have our, you know, um, by all means, I don't think no one's ever 100% cure from,
No.
the shit we're going through. But we learn how to suppress it. We know how to deal with it. We know how to maintain it. Kind of like the Hulk. We know how to manage with it. That's a
Right.
little.
Get through.
But yeah, you need to be willing to accept the small wins and celebrate the small wins regardless of how insignificant they may seem to you, but they might be significant in general.
Oh yeah. And I love that too. We got to learn to celebrate ourselves and our wins. So, we know how to deal with the losses, and then when you're dealing with the loss, you can look back at that win as
Yeah.
your next goal. So, I
Yeah.
agree, man, and I think that's good food for thought. So, we leave you this week, and we will see you next week. Until then, guys, have a good night and stay safe and be kind. Do do do.